Now let's go on to how to become a nurse in Australia if you're overseas. And there are 3 main ways, and we are going to talk about all of them. Now the first one I'm going to talk about is the school route. So you can apply to any Australian university and get yourself into a 3-year bachelor in nursing program, and afterward you'll be awarded a degree and you start practicing as a nurse after you've passed your licensing exam. And that is the first option. Now another option under the school route is the graduate entry pathway, and this is for people who have a degree in any field to study a 2-year masters in nursing programs. And there is quite a few universities that are offering these courses, and some of them are the University of Sydney, Monash University, University of Melbourne, and the University of Queensland, Flinders University, and so on. I'm going to leave the links of all of these universities in the description. You can check them out, and if you are interested you can apply to them. And also some of their common entry requirements are a bachelor's degree if you are going to do the master's degree in nursing, and also a language proficiency, mostly an IELTS academic score of 7 in all areas, or an OET score of B. Now also note that you'll be required to add your personal statement. You might do some interviews, they will do a background checks, and this depends on the school that you are going to apply to. Now that is the first route, which is going to Australia to study as a nurse to become a nurse. Now the second route which I used was the New Zealand route. So this means that first you become a nurse in New Zealand, and because Australia and New Zealand have a TTMR agreement, which is the Tasmanian Mutual Recognition Agreement, any individual working in Australia or working in New Zealand can transfer their credentials to work in any of these countries with just a simple registration. So that is one way you can become a nurse in Australia. So if you're already a nurse in New Zealand, just apply to become a nurse in Australia, and it's a very smooth process. You are just going to pay a fee and you'll be allowed to practice in Australia without any extra exam. Now let's go on to the third route, which is the APRA registration. Now APRA simply means Australian Health Practitioner Regulation Agency. So it's a big agency that oversees most of the health institutions in Australia: the Medical Council, the Nursing Council, the Physiotherapy Council, the Dietitian. All of these constitute to become the Australian Health Practitioner Agency, which is called the APRA. Now this is one of the ways that you can become a nurse in Australia. Now we are going to go in depth into the APRA registration, and also note that since April 2025 there have been some changes with the APRA registration for overseas nurses. It has been streamlined to become quicker to get your registration within 1 to 6 months, and we go through all the processes to see how it is like. Now note that after the changes made in April 2025, they have